Let's at this time bring in the Secretary to Gombe State Government, Ibrahim Njodi, for some development from that state. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Njodi. Let's quickly get the position of the Gombe State Government, especially to the impact now of the removal of fuel subsidy in the country.
Thank you very much. Sorry for the poor audio. What I was trying to point out is that as a poor state, a lot of natural disasters have plagued the state in recent times, so much that the livelihood has always been in the farm. And where the farm is affected, naturally, so many things would have happened. A lot of the farmers could not get what they normally get, and that has affected livelihood. Then, of course, this policy came up of the fuel subsidy removals, which has affected life in so many big ways. So the governor, in his wisdom, felt so concerned and decided on a palliative that will go for the most vulnerable people in the community. And that is where we arrived at the figure 430,000 people across all the units, wards, and local governments in the state.
All right. Well, let's talk about some other matters that are affecting the state, and one of them is the issue of flooding. We know that as a result of torrential rains over the weekend, the 50-year-old Gombe-Bauchi Expressway has now been cut off. What is the state government doing to help the situation?
Well, of course, what we can do as a state government, you had His Excellency do that one for indeed the past 2-3 days. He was at the site of the bridge that was affected. Incidentally, the bridge happened to be in Bauchi State, but because it links us to the other parts of the country, His Excellency took time off and went to inspect the bridge and directed the contractors there to please speed up the process of how to make that place motorable. And that is going on. We believe by the end of today or tomorrow, that road will be at least temporarily motorable for activities to carry on, at least affecting that will now help our people to get normal livelihood and then go about their normal activities to earn a living.
All right. We know that this expressway itself is about 50 years old, and it's to be handled by the federal government. But of course, a lot of expectation is on the state as well to take responsibility. So let's talk about what your plans are to mitigate the impact of flooding, because Gombe is one of the flood-prone states in the country.
Well, knowing the importance of the environment, His Excellency had, on coming into office, had initiated an aggressive tree planting to at least mitigate the impact of flooding that affects parts of the state. In particular, he decided on the planting of the trees that every year we planted at least 1 million trees. That we thought would be able to help us solve the problem. But again, most of these roads, like you rightly pointed out, have been there for so many years without serious repair. And that has affected a lot of things, not only this one between Bauchi and Gombe, but other parts of the state too. The way the road linking us to some part of Bauchi going to Kano, the road linking Gombe to Adamawa, the road linking Gombe to Borno, and all this are all affected. But the one that is most serious was the one that happened about 2-3 days back.
But Mr. Njodi, do you have some kind of arrangement where people can go for temporary habitation, pending when things get back to normal? Because the issue of tree planting is like a long-term goal.
Yeah, of course, that is the context of this providing palliatives is along the same thinking, that at least the people should not just be left there on their own. Government should be able to come in. For flooding, when it happens, we provide maybe shelter for the people. These are all palliatives. These are all things that are done for a stopgap to be able to solve the problem once and for all. Once the environment is controlled, and that, of course, government in its own way have been providing waterways where at least water will pass without causing harm to most of these places. We have been able to do that, but we have been inundated by a lot of things, and which government is really doing whichever way possible.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us and for making these explanations. Ibrahim Njode is Secretary to the Gombe State Government.